So, driving up the driveway. This is the current driveway onto the building platform. The driveway is going to be a slightly different angle, going into a parking area here that can one day be part of the house and an underground garage with more accommodation on above. Building platform runs down the side of the section, parallel with the access road. The barn's going to be where the container is. Driveway is just here. It's going to be a bank over on the other side of the barn with all the planting on. And then they get the view straight through this tree, which is about to be chopped down to the mountains. If we walk up to the house, we'd be stood on the same level as the driveway at this point. Comes slightly higher, but we should be able to drive vehicles onto it, so it'll be gravel if we want it to be. Low maintenance, grass cutting and all that. So this is kind of your middle tier, with the bottom tier being towards the barn. Middle tier comes out right in front of the house. Nice level that you can park on or turn into a garden. Still got the view in the background, you can see. It's not bad. And the stream that's going to need lots of clearing out and developing is just down here. So you're actually going to be above that. If you step up onto the house level, because obviously we're not at the right height, this is going to be lowered, come out, it's all going to be level. There's no variation in the platform level. So this is the corner of the living space, going down to 8 meters away over there. And this wall is basically all one big sliding door. I am currently stood in the kitchen. This being the kitchen wall. That chair is actually on a terrace outside the kitchen window. Kitchen window looks out to the Crown Terrace, which is where the sun comes up kind of over there, thereabouts, and works its way round. Obviously we're south facing, so it's going to work its way round. We do have these trees, this high hill in the winter is going to squeeze out some of our sun, but the sun then sets kind of over on Bowen Peak. Now if we're in the kitchen, this is the kitchen corner, this is actually the oven. Not that that's going to help you, it looks like a piece of earth from here. And that's the passageway going down to Boico. This passageway leads into, this is the internal corner, okay? This bar of the kitchen, and in fact the dining space, which for now is a second bedroom. Hard to get a fix on that. There's one wall, there's the end wall, and in that space you've got one bedroom, a bathroom and the master bedroom, which covers 4.5 meters at the other end there. And the whole house can actually continue, turning the passage, extending the passage through the bike there and into a whole other living space, which will still in the kitchen. We'll have a kitchen bench along the side, door out onto what amounts to a terrace. That's the outside of the living space, coming into here and coming down to here. So that's actually an outdoor terrace that leads onto a deck that then goes all the way around the front of that building, 2 or 3 meters wide, and that will make that room feel even bigger. As it is, it's the same space as my last house, which is a good size. Over in this corner, so we walk through from the kitchen, you're going to have a fireplace just here. Okay, we're kind of in between the kitchen space and your main living and initially your main dining space as well. Dining table will go here. All of this is windows. That's the Remarkable Mountains, probably the most famous mountain range in the area and almost in New Zealand. And we're actually blessed with having one of the few views of this angle of it because of Slope Hill over there and Queenstown Hill up here. Only about half a dozen houses get this view, and it's quite special. They change colour every day with the sunset. So stepping into the dining and living space, this wall along here, where the fireplace is and the kitchen, was going to be a door, but I've changed that now to a window. Save a little bit of heat loss and a little bit of cost in the build, but it also provides a wall within the design in this room a little bit. These trees got to come down for the build. Realistically they're non-native anyway, so they're supposed to come out sooner or later, but later would be great. However, by putting the barn down there, I need to take those out for the view, for the build, to mound up and create the landscaping that will ultimately make that private. Living space here. This wall here is about 4 meters, and that's a big window. The ceiling in this room is pitched, and obviously it meets in the apex, which is imaginary at the moment. Meets in the apex between the living space, the bedroom area, and the living space which I'm in now. They actually then turn into, the roof line carries on, so it becomes a single pitch roof at this end of that house, and a single pitch roof at this end of this building, rather. So the sun, which comes up over here, as I mentioned, comes up and round, and hopefully the plan is that this gets a lot of sun straight through the big window between here and here. And this is your main living space. Initially, it's going to probably be your main living space anyway, even when I one day turn the second bedroom back into the dining room. This is the second bedroom just here, and this is the dining space at the moment. There's no door out onto the terrace here. There's a door from the kitchen wall just here, and there are a double slider here out onto the deck. The deck is going to be a good 2 or 3 meters. This is the outside. We're now on the outside of the living space. Okay, so this is another 4.5 meters. Hard to look at it today because we're on a slope and the peg's down there, and obviously it's level. And pegs are like frames, which make things look smaller than they are. If this was concrete, it would look bigger. And the process goes up and down on how you perceive it. It's 109 square meters, this building. Then the deck comes out 2 or 3 meters to about here and extends past the building and out in the front as well. All on the same level as the ground. Then it tears down to that middle level that we were imaginally stood on earlier, and then it tears down again to kind of the height of the barn. So the barn actually feels a lot further away than it is. It's about 15 or 16 meters, but it will feel further by this illusion, if you like. The deck will allow us to feel like we're over the top of this patch of water. This is a whole stream, and it's going to be cleared out and dammed maybe at some point, not straight away. Out the back here, where the chair is, that's the terrace with the kitchen window just here and a kitchen door. The idea is that this will be concrete terrace up to the deck, kind of where my foot is, wherever that is, up to there. And then this mound up behind, this is the old road that we came down on the bike just now. The old road, I'm going to take off the top of this. This bank's got to get pushed back a little bit anyway, but it starts eating into the little bit of land that I have at the top here, and the few surviving macrocarpa trees, which I am actually allowed to keep, and they're all dying. The whole mountain is kind of like this at the moment. Those popular trees I'm going to keep as well. I don't know if we're entirely supposed to, but they look good. Going to lose a bit of this mound, put the earth into here and fill all this manky space and make this a flat garden straight out. Straight as flat as I can out to the edge. This slope round the corner is a nice big piece of grass. Not a lot of use for anything at the moment. If for any reason I get any animals, it's a small area. But I'm just leaving that as wild grass at the moment. Keeping it simple. So this will all be flat, which will create a livable working garden, if you like, over the gorge. The gorge has to be replanted with native plants, which is happening. If you see, there's some little flags. These are all replants. Unfortunately, half of it's dead, and the responsibility still lies with the old owners for another couple of years until it's more established. However, I am still doing some work on it as well, because this stuff up here, Madigari, is horrible and tough, and if that gets hold, it will fill the valley. So I've taken it out all along here, and I've still got to work up. That's Hokey Hill, sadly, that we started on the bike, and down at the bottom there I've just moved my hanger from underneath these trees over here to over here, just for the build. It's about the only flat piece of land I actually have in this 3.5 acres.